Hey everybody, I'm Jesse and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about how an ugly dude can get a hot chick. But before I get into that, I'd like to say thank you to the members of Gen X Thinks. And in saying that, I'd like to mention that maybe some of you have noticed, but I put all the stuff, promoting the channel, self-promotion shit at the end of the video. So if y'all don't want to watch that shit, y'all don't have to. You can go to another video or something, I don't make you sit through a bunch of bullshit in order to get to the message of the video. But I do that when I'm talking about members or, talking about the community at large, subscribers and stuff, pointing out some active subscribers. And I do it that way because, number one, I know it irritates me when a video starts out, hawking some shit, trying to sell me some shit. I just don't like that. So I don't suppose that y'all like it either. But the reason I talk about y'all in the beginning of the video is that I think y'all deserve to be recognized. So please bear with me while I send a shout out to our members. Some of them have been members for almost a year now, and others are brand new members. But I'd like to thank Kathy Snyder, Jimmy Sharp, Wiley Ann, Vintage 65, Bucky Nave, Laic Gullickson, Dwayne Avery, Rusty Doob, April Lucas, and our newest members, Stealth Mode, Pirate Bob, and AC. So thank you very much to those members. You guys that choose to support the channel, I can't thank you enough. It means a lot to me, sincerely, thank you. So I really appreciate it. All right, now on to the subject of the show, how a ugly guy can get a hot chick. And for those of you who are PC minded, I understand I can call myself ugly or unattractive or whatever, but for all of you sensitive dudes out there, I'll acknowledge that you suffer from HDD, handsome deficit disorder. So, but I myself, I'm just ugly. So I've had to acknowledge that fact for almost 54 years now. Matter of fact, it'll be exactly 54 years next Saturday, or this coming Saturday. But I was actually pretty popular in high school. And I went to high school for a couple years in a little town called Granger, Washington. And you know how us guys used to wear our jerseys to school on game day? Well, at Granger, the pole vaulting team used to bring their poles to school on meet day or whatever. But me and the pole vaulting chicks, we had a little game we used to play, and they poked me with their poles and stuff. And some of them Gen X chicks were strong, and they'd get overzealous, and they actually cracked a couple of ribs. But it wasn't until like years later, decades later actually, on Facebook, that I realized that Granger High School did not have a pole vaulting team. And I still haven't figured out why those girls used to poke me with 10-foot poles. But they did. Yeah. And now this part here, I went over to see my sister one time, and I told her that a hot chick at the grocery store just told me I look like Brad Pitt. And she just busted out laughing, didn't even let me finish, and gut laughing and tears rolling down her face. And she's like, "You're stupid. She didn't say that. No chick would tell you that. You know what I mean? You're retarded and shit." I'm like, and I got her to quit laughing long enough to tell her she didn't let me finish. The hot chick at the store said that I looked like Brad Pitt just kicked my ass. So, yeah, and of course, she started laughing even more. And those of you who suffer from handsome deficit disorder are free to use that joke on your sisters as well. From my experience, sisters get a kick out of that one. But on to the main topic of it. I, being a sufferer of HDD, I knew that I wasn't, going to get a beautiful wife by just normal means, right? I had to go the extra mile. I just wasn't going to, stand out on the corner and get seen by some hot chick and scooped up, So I had to go the extra mile. So I devised a plan that I'd go to the, that Eyeglass Super Center and just hang out in the parking lot and wait until I saw a real beautiful woman come up there and walking up to the door, squinting real hard like she just lost her glasses and she's going to get some new glasses, And so I waited there for a while and eventually one did, and I started waving at her and said, hey, I'm a 9.5 and you're a 10. I said, let's go get some coffee or something, You can go get those glasses later and shit. And I talked her into it. And so, so I got her to go out with me. And I just, kind of threw in the conversation that I look like Brad Pitt. And, so, and it's worked out so far. There's going to be a couple of close calls. But it's expensive because I've got to pay a hacker to go into, Eyeglass Super Center, servers and shit and change my wife's prescription and all that shit constantly because she's always trying to fix it and update it and stuff. And at one time I did come home and she actually had a new pair of glasses, but she was in the shower and they were laying on the coffee table. So I jumped up on the coffee table and accidentally stepped on her glasses while trying to change the light bulb. I got in more trouble for, walking on the coffee table to change the light bulb than I did for stepping on her glasses, actually. Well, my biggest fear is that she's going to be wearing a pair of new proper glasses with her proper prescription when I walk through the door after work, and she's just going to shoot me for an intruder. Gonna smoke my ass because she doesn't know who the hell I am. Yeah, that's a fear of mine. Or she's gonna, realize that I've been lying to her about looking like Brad Pitt this whole time and just divorce me. But, I got to be married to a beautiful woman for a few years, so I think it was worth it, little small white lie for a few years of being married to a beautiful woman. I wasn't going to be able to accomplish that in any other way, right? So yeah, that's pretty much that would be my advice. So just go stalk, you can go set up like a duck blind or something at one of those Eyeglass Super Centers. Those of you who are suffering from HDD, as badly as I am, you can set up a duck blind at one of those super centers. Another thing is that, from personal experience dealing with my wife, they make it sound like, in the movies and TV shows, that chloroform's just real easy to acquire and stuff, but it's not. It's hard. You gotta really dig around and look for that shit. So yeah, don't think you're just gonna go to Walmart and buy you a gallon of chloroform. No, that's not gonna happen. But a duck blind at Eyeglass Super Center would be my advice. And then you gotta be on your P's and Q's when it comes to her getting new glasses. So try that. In all honesty, well, I did tell my sister that I look like Brad Pitt. That whole little thing there was true, and she did laugh like that. That's exactly how that happened. But other than that, everything else in this story I've told you is bullshit, except for the fact that my wife is beautiful and I don't look like Brad Pitt. Those two things are true. Everything else is just to see if I can make you laugh. I figure that, we gotta have fun once in a while and laugh and just talk nonsense and uh, and just forget our problems for a few minutes instead of being, always focused on the globalists who are trying to take over the world and poison us to death. All right. So if you did get a laugh out of this video and you did enjoy it, then please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. And if you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, like Stealth Mode, Pirate Bob, and AC have done here recently, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll put that link down in the description too. If you're interested in Gen X gear, you can head over to Redbubble and check out the stuff we have over there. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff. Pretty cool stuff over there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description too if you're interested. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a hell of a lot, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments. Or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.